You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Welcome to YUMMMEEN podcast. I'm your host, Mr. YUMMMEEN, aka Smile. Yeah, man. Screw 'em. I'm a little tired, man. They let me off work early today. We was slow. It was raining, gloomy. I'm like, it's cool. I go on to the house. You know what I mean? But while we was at work just slow, me and my Louisiana partner were just talking. You know what I mean? So he was talking about how I'm a motivation and you know what I mean and all this stuff. Talking about with the different things I had going on. And you know what I mean, kind of like why I'm here, well, while I was at work, while I worked there with all the stuff I got going on. So I got to thinking on the way home, I was just thinking like it really ain't a lot of this stuff ain't cut out to what it seemed to be. You know, I took a lot of losses with the clothes, but I just kept going. You know what I mean? I just kept trying to find new ideas and all these different things. You know what I mean? And then I started to find like a passion for it. You know what I mean? Like I started just like it became a passion. Like even if I don't sell another clothes, I'm gonna still wear it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep rocking my own clothes. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, like a big deal to me. You know what I mean? If don't nobody support it, cool. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? But yeah, in a way, man, it's like I guess cause it's like I need to be more motivated, more passionate with the things that I do got going on, I guess. So, you know, I was thinking like back in the day, like I ain't really had no dreams, I guess should I say. You know what I mean? I ain't really had no dreams like, you know, I was probably one of them kids in school where the teacher asked you what you want to be when you grow up. I didn't raise my hand and say I want to be a fireman, a police, a football officer. I was one of them kids say, I don't know. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I was just thinking about that, man. Like, you know, when you're on the outside looking in, it's kind of like you got a lot of bright ideas about what somebody else doing because you ain't actually doing it. You ain't on the ground with it. You know what I mean? So it's easy to say what you'll do when you ain't actually doing it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, in a way, man, I would just want to just kind of, you know, it had me thinking about my book, man, you know, L for a Hustler. You know what I mean? This is my first book I written. You know, I just released it probably about a month ago. So it just had me thinking about inspire and motivate. That's actually the introduction into my book before it actually get into the book. It's like an introduction called Inspire and Motivate. But yeah, you know what I mean? So back in 2012 I was released from CCA. You know what I mean? I had to do a year day for day on a probation violation. So you know while I'm in there, I kind of like wanted to do better. You know what I mean? Just you know, I just it's just been a repeating cycle. You know what I mean? The same exact thing. You know what I mean? But I still never really had no goal or no plans on what I was gonna do when I got out. You know what I mean? So I just kind of would really were more focused on staying out, not selling no more drugs, not doing no more drugs. Kind of really being a better father to my kids. You know what I mean? So I got out. You know what I mean? Start you know, getting my kids faithfully every other weekend. You know, just building memories with them. You know what I mean? Just kind of taking them different little places. That's when they was still in the Chuck E. Cheese, and kind of a cheap little enjoyment for the kids. Doing little parks. I might throw some on the grill. Just doing being a better father, heading in the right direction on being a better father, should I say? And then for some reason, baby mama prep, came about to where I spoke on it on my first episode. It's kind of like for some reason like down in me towards the kids when I ain't doing nothing but trying to do better, do right by my kids. You know what I mean? So in a way, so so one day we was over my granny house. You know what I mean? Cookout, some holiday or something. So my cousin Roy, you know what I mean? He was telling us about a studio he got at the house. Telling me and my other cousin Nuka, you know what I mean? So you gotta think I ain't even no rapper, but it's true enough, we grew up eating on the table in the cafeteria, trying to freestyle, but that really wasn't my thing, you know what I mean? I used to love listening to music, you know what I mean? So in a way, me and Nuka finally go over there one day. So so we end up doing a song called I Hustle. You know what I'm saying? So Roy was gassing us up, talking about how hard the song was, and you know what I mean. So I was like, for real? You feel me? So he was like, yeah. So we go back over there. We do another song. You know what I mean? They ain't never come out though, but we did. You know what I'm saying? We did two songs, and then Nuka ended up getting incarcerated. So me and Roy, we just kept going. You know what I mean? We just kept going. You know what I mean? Like, so just so happened when we got we had probably about 8 songs. You know what I mean? About 8 songs. You know what I mean? So Nuka ended up getting out. So we took some verses off the song, add verses, just to put him. You know what I mean? Make sure he on the album all through the album. You know what I mean? So so yeah, that's when we end up coming up with Our Hustle Entertainment. You know what I mean? That's really something Roy was pushing anyway. But we formed a group, you know what I mean? Our Hustle Entertainment, you know what I mean? So so yeah, we end up dropping two music CDs, you know what I mean? Like I think the first one had like 12 songs on it. And then the second one had like it was about 19 songs on there, you know what I mean? I Hustle Entertainment on YouTube if you ain't tuned in, you know what I mean? So yeah. So we end up shooting about 5, 6 music videos. They on YouTube. I hustle entertainment. You know what I mean? The first CD was called Family Over Everything. And then the second was called L Fame. You know what I mean? L Fame. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So we were pushing that. Just so happened one day we had a show at Island Vibes. You know what I mean? Little club in Antioch, Harlem Place, whatever you want to say. So we had a show at Island Vibes. I ran into an old partner, man. You know what I mean? King D son. We used to go to Jerry Baxter Alternative School together. You know what I mean? So he was there filming. He was there filming an interview for a guy. He done started a little show or something called New Start. New Start where he do like interviews. So we chop it up for a brief little second. We exchange numbers. You know what I mean? We exchange numbers. So so probably about 2 days later, he hit me up. He was like, "What's up, bro?" So we chop it up. You know what I mean? So he was telling me about a video he was shooting. You know what I'm saying? So he like pull up. You know what I mean? So I like I'm gonna pull up on you. You know what I mean? So he asked me, "Do you want me to give you the rundown on the video?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm cool. I'm gonna pull up on you." You know what I mean? So I give him a little best little outfit I had at the time. You know what I mean? For my little cameo, my little 3 seconds of fame, you know what I mean? So I pull up at the video. This man got a whole mailman uniform for me. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? He got a whole mailman uniform for me to put on. So he give me the rundown. I'm not knowing this man got a whole script written just for me. This is my first acting debut. You know what I mean? So I ended up shooting a video. You know what I mean? I think it's called Superstar. That's what it's called. You know what I mean? Superstar. King D Son on YouTube called Superstar. So yeah, I shoot the music video. I'm acting. I'm all through there. You know what I mean? It's me and him and a girl all through the music video. I'm acting. You know what I'm saying? So so everybody on the set, you know what I mean, behind the scenes talking about how I killed it. I did this, I did that, man. You hard, you shook it, you shook it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, dang, for real, you know, I'm doubting myself, like, man, I ain't even, you know what I mean? I'm hot. This man, I done jacked it. But he like, ah, boy, you killed it. Boy, I knew you were gonna pull it off. I knew you were gonna pull it off. I'm like, for real? So cool. So, you know what I mean? But I'm still doubting myself. Like, man, I ain't, man, I jacked. So yeah. So anyway, I got through shooting that video. So I ended up buying a book from a guy named Keith Bell called The Longest Drought Ever. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Keith Bell, man. You know what I mean? So I read the book. So I'm like, okay, it was hard. It was a cool little book, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, dang, it's all right. So so now King D Son, he hit me back up, talking about he shooting a movie. I was surrounded by failure. He said he had a lead role for me. I'd be like 85% in the movie. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I ain't too much care for the character, but I was like, it'd have been a good opportunity, man. Good learning experience, you know what I mean? In a movie, you feel me? So I agreed to do the movie. You know, it was a success in the city, man. You know, it was success, man. People were rocking with it, man. You know what I mean? It was a big deal. So yeah, we get through shooting the movie. You know what I mean? So one day I'm just I think I'm watching Love and Hip Hop on TV. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I'm sitting here watching everybody rich, all this messy stuff. It's like I'm wasting time. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, so it got me going back to think about Keith Bell book. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I'm finna try to write me a book. You know what I'm saying? So I started writing the book. You know what I mean? The process wasn't, it didn't really last long because it wasn't as easy as I thought it was. You know what I mean? Then you got to be in the mood for it. You got to have your mind wrapped around taking time out to isolate yourself to create. You know what I mean? And then to put it in the right words. You know what I mean? So the process didn't last long. So I'm like, man, you know what I mean? But I never stopped thinking about the book. It's like I was writing in my head, putting bits and pieces together in my head, like which way I want to go with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I probably changed it 4, 5 times, you know what I mean, till I got, you know what I mean, this right here, Hell for a Hustler, my first book, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I just started writing in my head, put little bits and pieces to my head, you know what I mean? So yeah, so in the midst of that, while I started writing and stop writing, write, stop writing. King D son, man, he was telling me about a cartoon he was creating called The Petty Family. You know what I mean? So he was telling about the Petty Family cartoon he would create. I was like, man, so I'm blown away by somebody that I know and I can rub shoulders with creating a cartoon, man. You know what I mean? So he was telling me he got a lead role for me in the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? My character Ernest, I'm the voiceover, the animator of the character Ernest in the first season. You know what I mean? I think it was like 4 episodes in the first season. I was in 3 of them. Yeah, man. So that was one of the best experience ever, man. Like creating that cartoon, man. It was funny, you know what I mean? And just the thought of, my kids tripping out, man. My dad had made a cartoon, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, I ended up doing a cartoon, man, the Petty Family on YouTube. I was the Petty Family, man. It's kind of like a urban king of the hill, man. You gotta check it out, man. Yeah, so yeah, in the midst of all that, man, I seen Cashville OG. Shout out to Sean Gotti, man. Cashville OG, man. You know what I'm saying? I seen him banging the real shirts and you know what I mean, the God my big homie shirts. I'm like, man, I need to start me a clothing line. So we already been pushing our hustle entertainment. So I just got the brainstorming. I got the drawing different little logos out, even though I don't know how to draw. You know what I mean? You see everything kind of simple, but it's kind of standardish. You know what I mean? So so I that the first logo with the circle with the IH in the middle, with the hard work, dedication, ambition, and patience in it. Yeah, I drew that out. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want it to I kind of want to give you a definition on what it represents without having to explain myself and where it won't be so urban. It'll kind of represent everyone as a whole. You know what I mean? With the hard work, dedication, ambition, and patience. You know, it's just a natural lifestyle for every human being. You know what I mean? You know, when that alarm clock go off in the morning, it's time to put the work in. It's time to be, dedicated. Time to be, you know what I mean? You gotta be patient, wait on the check to come. Wait on your raise, wait on a new position, whatever it is, you know. You know what I'm saying? That's a high hustle lifestyle, man. You know what I mean? So that did what it did, you know what I mean? You know, like I said, I took losses with it, but I just kept going, you know what I mean, kept creating. You know what I'm saying? That's why I kept my full time job to make sure I don't miss a bill and make sure I'm still able to live a lifestyle for myself. You know what I mean? If it don't work, I was able to gamble with it. Like even when I took losses, I take my own money and invest in it. You know? So yeah, I was just sitting there thinking about man, the guy at work, man. He was just, you know what I mean, talking about iron sperm and all the stuff I got going on, and you know what I mean, to the point where he didn't think looking at me, you know what I mean, looking at he told me that too. He said, man, look at that man, you know what I mean, I thought you were front. You know what I mean? When we first was chopping it up. You know what I mean? He said, man, I thought you were front. Then you showed me everything you had going on, man. I was like, man, he said, man, it made me look at you totally different, man. He said, that's why I holler at you every time I see you, man. Just like, you know what I mean? You're a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? To him, you know what I mean? To me, I'm just average little Joe, man. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure it out, man. You know what I mean? But if I can inspire and motivate anybody from what I'm doing or give you game on how to go about certain things, man, I'm here for it, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, just kind of tired. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm always thinking, working all these hours in my job, come home, messing with the clothes, trying to create different ideas. If I ain't messing with the clothes, I'm writing in my second book. You know what I mean? I ain't doing that. I'm a family man. You know, just trying to figure it out, man. They'll look at me. You know what I mean? Podcast, man. It's like for some reason I do something, but it's kind of like I ain't got time to be excited, like, or it's just who I am. You know what I mean? It's like, what's next? What can I do next? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I was just thinking about that on the way home, man. You know what I mean? Just listen to what a Louisiana partner was talking about. So I was just thinking about it on the way home, man. I said, man, let me crank his camera on up, man. You know what I'm saying? Why give me a little nap in there? Yeah, man. Like the more of the story too is it's like sometimes it take other people to believe in you. You know what I mean? Like even when I doubted myself, man, it was people urging me on, gassing me up, talking about, you know what I mean, how good of a job I was doing when I'm not seeing it for myself. You know what I mean? I'm just probably one of the people that just doubt myself. You know what I mean? Even though like even when stuff working, I be just kind of lose interest. Like even don't forget about it. I kind of just ain't in no rush to just what I mean. So I just got to work on that, man. You know what I mean? I might be content, but I can't really say I'm content because I'm always thinking, I'm always critiquing, I'm always thinking what's next. So I can't be content. So I don't know the word for it. You know what I mean? I just need to be more motivated in what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Spread my wings a little more. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I was just thinking about that little situation, man. You know what I mean? Just believe in yourself, man. You ain't never too old. Even though I said that's why I'm done rapping, because I'm finna be 40. You know what I'm saying? That just ain't my thing. I don't want to be no rapper. You know what I mean? They got that. I mess around with it, enjoy myself. It's kind of just entertainment, something to do. You know what I mean? But just whatever, man. It's like people. I know women that cook, love to cook all the time for their families and things. You know what I mean? That's a restaurant business. You know what I mean? That's a restaurant business. You know what I'm saying? You give plates away. Oh, girl, yeah, I cook. Come get your plate. You know what I'm saying? That's it's like money in the bank. If it's something you passionate about doing, I'm not passionate about nothing I was doing. It was entertaining. It was something to do. Especially like with the music when Roy came with the music thing. You know what I mean? Salute to Roy, man. That's really how you got who I am today. You know what I mean? As far as the clothes and the book and the movie, all that started with Roy. You know what I mean? Shout out to Roy, man. You know what I mean? You get the credit for all this, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's like if you know what I mean, you think about it, you can do it. You know what I mean? It's just what it is, man. You just got to put the energy into it. You know what I mean? You put the energy into it, it will work. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's why you got to start with something that don't cost much. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to start with something that don't cost much to build it up. What's the least price idea you got? See if the least price idea you got to work. And then if you make a profit off of it, you just put that into the next big idea you have. It's just what it is, man. It's just like, especially like for street cats, man. Just take that same mentality and put it in something positive. Shout out to all them guys, man, getting in them trucks, man. You know what I'm saying? I understand why you get into them trucks. You know what I mean? Because you really can maintain the same lifestyle. You know what I mean? Especially for cats that's used to having real money. You know what I'm saying? You got to think, man. You make 2,500 a week, 3,000 a week. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's 10,000 a month. You know what I mean? 12,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to realize, man, the average bill probably make what 16, 17, between about 2,000 a month. Just say with 2,000 a month for rent, car note, wool to wool. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna say that's 4,000. Man, you still got probably 6,000 to play with. You know what I'm saying? To stash away. You say at least 3,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? So I salute them guys getting into them trucking, man. You know what I mean? That's hard. I can see it, man. You shouldn't even have to even double back down and dibble and dab, man. And really, man, if you sit back and think about it, you know what I mean? Then you'll have 100 in no time, man. You know what I mean? 50 easy. You know what I'm saying? If you one of them cats that used to have real cake, you know what I mean? You just separate yourself and just focus. Man, you have 50,000 stash, you know what I mean, in no time, man. It still leads the same lifestyle. You still can rock Gucci and Louis, you know what I mean? You shouldn't even have to even, you should never have to go back to jail, man. Or worry about nobody kicking your door in or none of that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I was just thinking about, man, what me and my guy were talking about at work, man. And you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm inspiring him and not even knowing it. This is, you know what I'm saying? Or he look at me like I'm something special and I'm not even feeling like it. You know what I mean? True enough, I took the time out. I wrote this book on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Usually I understand usually cats do that incarcerated when they got the time to sit and think, and you know what I mean. I took time out on the streets in the free world, my busy life, to what I mean, to write a book. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was writing bits and pieces in my head. I guess that's how rappers freestyle. I be hearing them how they freestyle, they be putting stuff together in their head. So I understand now, because I really wrote it in my head. I just when I feel like jotting it down, I jot it down because I didn't forget. I mean, it might not come out the way I was thinking, like a rap. It might didn't come out the way I was thinking, but I still got my point across. I still had the ideal on what I was thinking, and a lot of times I took what I was thinking and wrote it down, and it turned out a whole lot better than the way it was I was thinking it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all up and give my little power nap in now. You know what I mean? Yes, you know what I mean. So yeah, man, you believe in yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Believe in yourself, man. You can do it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna take losses, man. It's just what it is. You're gonna take losses, man. It's just part of the game. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And then I had to realize, man, I was Googling some stuff, right? Everybody that was successful, like in big businesses, and you know what I mean, they was over 50. They was over 50 when they became really successful, or the business flourished. You know what I'm saying? I still got 10 more years to figure out, and just you know what I mean, just keep pushing, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, believe in yourself, man. If you can think it, man, you can do it, man. Like, man, people sell tea as a side hustle, like lemonades and different kind of little teas be busting for $5. You know how much some lemonade and some different little, you know what I'm saying? You can make a big jug and sell the little things for $5. Just look at the profit. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just a side hustle, cause in this world, man, you got to have two jobs. You know what I mean? Or a job and a side hustle. It's just what it is, man. You know what I mean? They going up on the rent. Everything just high these days, man. You know what I mean? They used to have quarter little debit cakes and you know what I'm saying? Even the 99-cent burgers going up to 139. You know what I'm saying? Like them little 39 cent add up if sell 1,000 of them. You know what I mean? Everything is just what it is. You know what I mean? So just believe in yourself, man. You know what I mean? If you think about it, you can do it, man. That's what it is. Salute. You know what I mean?